Hi, welcome along to the Don Robbie channel. We're back with another show with our main man. We've managed to track him down. He's been busy, but we found him, Fabrizio Romano. Fabrizio, welcome along.
Hello, my friend. Hello, always be a pleasure to be here together. Thank you for the invitation.
And Fabrizio, you know what? We're starting to see some of these deals that we've been talking about for weeks coming together now. Some of them starting to happen, and none of them bigger than Messi leaving from Barcelona, joining PSG, something that seemed unthinkable at the start of the transfer window. It's happened. I mean, I saw you tweeting about it, talking about it. The fallout of this deal has been huge, hasn't it?
Incredible. It's been incredible because no one was expecting this move from Paris and Man, and was really incredible because Messi had an agreement in place with Barcelona. It was done. They had the official announcement in place on last Thursday to say, okay, Messi staying 5 years, everyone happy at the club. And then what happened is that La Liga were blocking the deal, and Paris Saint-Germain have been really fast in jumping in the race, in the deal, making their bid for Leo Messi directly with his father. So they've been really fast and serious with Messi, and that's how they did it with this 2 years contract for 25 million euro net per season as salary, with 10 million euro add-ons per season as potential salary too. So it's 35 per season potential salary, and incredible contract for Leo Messi. Incredible deal. I was really surprised, but congrats to Paris Saint-Germain for this.
Was you surprised that Man City didn't get in there and get it done? Do you think they might be looking at it and thinking, you know what, only if we didn't get Grealish, we could have got this done?
Maybe yes. To be honest, maybe they will never say it. They will never say, okay, we were thinking of Messi and we didn't sign him because of Grealish. But in my opinion, it's just an opinion. Yes, maybe if the situation with Barcelona was going to happen 1 week before, maybe now we have another number 10 at Manchester City. But who knows?
Now, as I said, some of these big deals falling into place. Messi, Lukaku's gone to Chelsea. The one that everybody is still wondering about, what's happening? Where's he going? This is the next big one after Messi, and that's Harry Kane of Tottenham. Will he be going to Man City, or is he staying at Tottenham? I mean, there's limited options now as well, isn't there? With some clubs not spending, some of the traditional big spenders ain't really got that money to spend this time around.
Yes. It's exactly like this. And what I'm told is that as you say, Manchester City or Tottenham, but Manchester City are preparing a new bid for Harry Kane if Tottenham's stance will change in the coming days. So they will be ready with a new bid for Harry Kane. They are serious on Harry Kane. They are still not giving up on this deal. Let's see what happens directly with Tottenham, because from Tottenham, they say they have not received any bid yet, and they are still hoping to keep Harry Kane at the club. But Manchester City will be ready. Their strategy is so clear. They know that Harry Kane wants to join City as priority. So if they know that Tottenham will change their stance in the coming days, they will be ready with a new bid. It will be more than £100 million as they offered more than 1 month ago. So it will be an important bid, and Manchester City will be ready to try again. It's up to Tottenham. At the moment, they say, no, it's not on the market. So it will be so interesting. I think after seeing Kane talking directly with Fabio Paratici, with Nuno, and with Daniel Levy, we'll have the situation more clear in the coming few days.
And despite them saying, Tottenham, that, we're not interested in selling them, they are looking at other attacking targets, aren't they? I mean, there's Lautaro Martinez at Inter Milan. We spoke about a little bit about it last week, but could they get that? And could he leave still Inter Milan? He'd go. Even there's been Arsenal linked with him, other clubs. Do you think he's going to stay, or could he leave?
Yes, talking about Lautaro Martinez, he's one of the targets for Tottenham, and what has been reported in England is true, that Tottenham have a serious interest in him. They made a bid for 70 million euro to Inter for Lautaro Martinez, but it was before selling Romelu Lukaku. After selling Romelu Lukaku, Inter say that it's really difficult, and they think that he's not leaving the club. Next week, they'll have a meeting with Lautaro Martinez and his agent Camagno to try to find an agreement on the new contract. So it will be something, but for Inter, it's so important to have a new 5 years contract for Lautaro Martinez, because it's true that Tottenham have an interest, but also Atletico Madrid had a bid in place for Lautaro Martinez. So many clubs interested. Arsenal have been asking, but never made an official bid. So many clubs in the race, but Inter are convinced that after selling Lukaku, Lautaro Martinez will stay at the club and will be the star of the team next season.
I asked you last week about the mood of the fans at Inter, because I know you're in Milan. How are they this week now that Lukaku's gone?
Yes, the feeling is really big of disappointment around, just because Inter fans were hearing from Inter board, CEO Marotta and manager Inzaghi. They were saying Lukaku is staying, Lukaku is untouchable, we will continue with Lukaku. And from Lukaku himself, because Lukaku many times said, I love Milano, I love Inter, I love this club, I love Italy. So he was prepared to stay. But then they found an agreement. The official bid was incredible. 115 million euro is the biggest sale of the history of Serie A. It's something historical for Inter, for Serie A, for Italian football. So that's why I say yes. And they're in difficult situation by economical point of view now. But they signed that in Dzeko from Roma. They want to sign another striker after Dzeko. And so they will try to replace Lukaku, but will be difficult.
Right, now, one of the strikers in the frame, and this guy, I've seen him linked to everybody. His name's Dusan Vlahovic. Plays for Fiorentina. I've seen him linked with so many clubs: Tottenham, Inter Milan, Arsenal. Basically, every club that needs a striker, he's linked with them. Do you think he's on the move this summer?
First of all, let me say that this player is amazing. I know him because he plays here in Italy and he's fantastic. So in my personal opinion, he will be one of the best strikers in the world in next years if he will show his skills, because he's incredible. He's a top professional. He can score in every way. With his head, with face, scoring goals when we put some strong shot. He says everything in his skills. So fantastic striker. Fiorentina want to keep him, I'm told. They are trying to extend this contract, also including a release clause contract. So let's see if in the coming days they will be able to find this agreement. Atletico Madrid will bid for 50 million euro in the coming few hours or days for Vlahovic, trying to change the situation. But from what I'm told, Fiorentina want more than this, so it won't be easy. Tottenham are interested in Vlahovic. From what I'm told, Arsenal are not pushing as of now. So is Tottenham and Atletico Madrid interested in Vlahovic, but it's not an easy deal. And let's see what's going to happen also with the situation of Fiorentina, because they want to keep the player and extend his contract. So his agent has been in Florence in the last days to meet with Fiorentina board, and let's see now what happens.
Could he replace Harry Kane? Would he be a good replacement, you think?
Bit of risk because he's so young. He's a young guy. He's
21, isn't he?
Yes, he's 21, and he had a fantastic season, but it was just one. So maybe he needs some time to have this kind of pressure at Tottenham. But if you want to know, my idea is with his skills, maybe long term he can do it.
Wow. High praise indeed.
I love this player.
Switching to goalkeepers now. Aaron Ramsdale was linked with a move from Sheffield United to Arsenal. There's been so many conflicting reports on this. It's going to get done. The deal's dead. What have you been hearing?
Yes, it's true that they have an interest, as we said also many times here with you, and we say that Arsenal like the player, they consider him as a good option, but I'm told that they were not close to sign him. They were negotiating, but they were not close to sign Ramsdale, also because they are not prepared to pay like 35 million euro as of now. They want to pay around 20, 21, something like this, 22 maybe with add-ons, but not 30 or 35 million euros. So that's why at the moment there is no agreement, and Arsenal will be considering also other options. I won't say that it's 100% finished for Ramsdale to Arsenal, because maybe in the next day something could change. It's up to Sheffield United more than to Arsenal, because they've been really clear. They want to spend around 21, 22, no more than this. Let's see what Sheffield will decide, but at the moment there is no agreement.
No agreement. Southampton, 2 players there being linked with a move away. Vestergaard, the big centre half, he's been linked with a move, Yannick Vestergaard, to Leicester City. Is that going to happen, you think?
It's done. Yes, it's done deal. They have an agreement in place. Paperwork are going to be signed in the next hours, but with the player, contract has been signed, so everything is in place, and Vestergaard will be the new centre back. They had some ideas to replace Wesley Fofana after his injury. They were thinking also of Ozan Kabak from Schalke, former Liverpool centre back, but they were convinced that Vestergaard was the perfect one, so that's why they've been immediately going for Vestergaard, and they completed the deal.
All right. What about Ward-Prowse? James Ward-Prowse. Again, I've seen him getting linked with loads of clubs, loads with a move away. I mean, Southampton at the moment, I'm just looking at them. They're selling their best players. They've sold Danny Ings. Now Vestergaard is the best centre-back. Could they possibly sell Ward-Prowse? I mean, I know they're not Inter Milan, but their fans are going to be equally as mad as
It's
the
not
Inter
going to
Milan
be easy.
fans.
This is the point, and it's not going to be easy for World Pros to leave the club. 100% would be so difficult. Also because Aston Villa were trying, and also Tottenham were asking about the situation, but the price is so high, and at the moment there is nothing advanced because, as you said, the plan of the club is to keep the player, and they want to keep the player. So if something crazy not going to happen, like official bids in the coming days, I see him staying this season.
Okay. Corentin Tolisso of Bayern Munich, another player, good player, but it's never really kicked off for him at Bayern Munich. Saw this week that he's been linked with moves away to many different clubs as well.
Yes, a lot of links because he's really an interesting player, and I will keep an eye on his situation because he's out of contract in 1 year, so they need to decide on Tolisso's situation. A lot of links with Manchester United, but I'm told they have no interest in Tolisso, so Manchester United is not a solution this summer. Fabio Paratici was considering him as an option at Juventus 1 year ago, so maybe now for Tottenham, they're looking for a defensive midfielder, but before moving for this position, they want to sell Sissoko. So if they sell Sissoko, maybe Tolisso could be one of the options in the midfield, but is not advanced yet with Bayern. Juventus were considering him as potential plan B if they don't sign Locatelli, but now they are so close to sign Locatelli, they will have a new meeting in the next hours. So at the moment, I think Tolisso has many options, but it's something to keep an eye on in the last days of the window. This is my feeling. Also because Bayern will have to replace the player.
The interesting thing is that the season's about to kick off over here in the UK. Premier League kicks off on Friday night, but the window still has a couple of weeks left. Do you think it's going to be a very busy time going down towards the end of that window? Because there still seems to be a lot of unresolved, issues with a lot of teams. There's a lot of teams that need players in certain positions. There's a lot of teams that need to get rid of so many players, but a lot of them haven't really moved yet. Can you see the end of the window being really, really busy?
Yes. To be honest, yes. I think many surprising things are going to happen, like players we're not mentioning maybe now that will be in the market in some days, because as you say, many clubs are in trouble by financial point of view. So they need to sell players. If you told me 2 weeks ago, Lukaku is leaving Inter and Messi is going to Paris Saint-Germain, maybe I said, at the moment there is nothing going on, and look in 2 weeks how things could change. So imagine the last weeks of the window when clubs are preparing their bids. To make you an example, Arsenal are still waiting for Odegaard as priority. I always say it. Also, you remember when he had rumors about Madison, I said, remember Arsenal on Odegaard till the last day, because if Real Madrid will change their position and say, okay, we are prepared to sell the player, Arsenal will be there. And they are still thinking of it. So it's important to see how it happens with the top clubs in the last days of the window, with many players get ready to be on the market, because maybe some surprising things are going to happen. And I say yes, I expect something busy in the last days of the window.
All right, well, you'll be busy, Fabrizio, as usual. Listen, it's always a pleasure. Thank you very much for, right throughout the summer, you've been keeping us up to date with everything that's been going on. So really, really appreciate that. So Fabrizio Romano, thank you very much, and I'll see you next week.
Big pleasure. Thank you. See you next week, and we stay updated. And thank you again for the invitation.
Thank you.